Hey everybody. Great. It's great to have another community meeting. Second one. Woohoo. You know, this is one of those things I look forward to um, every month. It's always fun to have y'all here and hear your input on what we're working on. As last time, I'm going to go over, run down some of the stuff we've been working on and such. So, as many of you know, yeah, as we talked in the last meeting uh, in September, we've been working on the RPG map. I know a lot of you are here for the roleplay map, and as we talked about in the last meeting, we kind of wanted to give you something to do while you wait. Um, and honestly, the staff and I felt that this was the best way to give you something that you could actually, do without, having everything quite done. Because, for an RPG world, we need significantly less done, actually, than the actual roleplay world, which is something since roleplay is imaginary stuff most of the time. But, so yeah, we've been hard at work on this RPG world. You guys have seen the teaser trailer. We're getting a normal trailer out. If it's not tomorrow, there might be some complications with the trailer. We filmed it, but we had some trouble with voice acting. One of our voice actors is kind of out of commission for like about a week because his mic broke. Roy, many of you might have heard him. He did the update video. But yeah, so that's coming soon. And I'm really looking forward to showing y'all it. It was really fun to make. And honestly, thank you to the people. I know a bunch of you are here, who actually sat around and put on skins and help act in that trailer. Yeah, that'll be premiering soon. And of course, the RPG world is coming out really soon. Literally, I mean, it's like time flies. Next week, we're hoping to get it out for y'all, and there should be some really interesting stuff to do. It's not quite the roleplay server, but it definitely has a lot, quests and guns and tons of stuff. We'll be testing even some of our custom plugins, I'm hoping. I've been talking to the devs. We might have some prototypes to share. But yeah, that's well underway. The roleplay server is also underway. I've been working on the map for it. I actually recently finished the landscaping for Crater Lake in Oregon, and I'm working on the Grand Canyon now. I'm hoping to have some updates within a month or so on that map. Of course, with these custom maps, especially when you try to make immersion and detail in a map, we're not doing what most servers do with satellite imagery. We literally made the coastline, and now we're going to handcraft this map from the base up, using iconic imagery and stuff to inspire different parts of the map. And also with that, we're adding all this custom vegetation. We'll have custom animals and everything. You guys have seen the buffalo. All good, Rye. It's great to have you here. But yeah, we're working on it. A lot. Of course, the RPG world kind of took a little from the development of that, but I think it's worth it to give y'all something to actually do in the meantime, rather than have you twiddle your thumbs while we spend the next few months finishing this roleplay map. And yeah, so also I guess we could talk about how many of you I'm hoping a lot of you watched the update video, because there was a lot of important things in that. Like Yeah. Um, what's that? So, you know, basically, we showed off some of our plugins, our custom plugins, and I we as we showed, there's the different things like currency, custom currency, where we're going to be having different interchangeable currencies. That's not going to really be a feature in the RPG map, but we are going to be testing out the physical currencies and the different aspects of it. Um, yeah, so that's well underway. Anton is working on that, and he's doing a pretty good pace at. Eero is also working on the custom locking plugin, and we didn't, because it's set in an early stage, we didn't have much to show other than like some of the models we made for it. Um, wait a sec. Something tells me I have to disable the AFKing feature because I feel like because I muted everyone, that's going to be a problem. um, yeah, so yeah, no one's going to be sent to the AFK chat during this meeting. Yes. So basically, yeah. So the locking plugin, we didn't have much to actually show about how that's going to work. So, just to describe it a little, you'll be able to left click any kind of locking container like a chest or a door and just apply a lock to it. And then when you come back to that door, you'll either be able to use a key or a lockpick to open it. And yeah, so that's just one of those things. Okay, and what else? The guns. We've been modeling those. You saw we showed off two examples, but we're well underway into this pack. You know, Honestly, big shout out to the resource pack team, PK, Joseph, who are here. Uh, Honestly, everyone's just great, and they're doing great work, and we really appreciate it. And we'll say I'll get to questions after all the spewing of information I have to do. And let's see, what else is there? So, and there's also the building, of course. So for this RPG map, there will be so many interesting places to explore. One of the things we're trying to do with this RPG map is make something that can really compete on the level with other Western roleplay servers that we're, sort of competing with. I know there's a few competitors, and when I played those servers, one of the things I noticed was there really wasn't a lot of locations. And that's kind of, a problem with that whole genre, either because they're not developed enough or they don't really have plans to do it and they don't think it's necessary. Our map will, on day one, have at least 4 towns finished. I think we have maybe 5. We have like a redneck town thing. And each of these towns will have NPC shops you'll be able to interact with. They'll have quests you can do. There'll also be like animals and stuff you could go hunt in the wilderness and all that. Yeah, it's we're putting a lot of content in, and the builders did a great job with that as well. Shout out to them. Yeah, it really has to speak for itself. The map, like, what you will when we open that world, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And I mean, I think it's quite impressive. especially in the short amount of time we've really worked on it. And yeah, there were some challenges, and we have had to let go of some builders, as some of you may know, but due to inactivity or whatnot. But we, at the end of the day, we got through it, and we will get through the roleplay map as well. Skin makers have been doing a great job as well. If any of you are looking for skins, make sure to definitely check out. We have our collection. I think it has over 80 skins right now. Yeah, all different professions, all different kinds of faces, and everything. And Jack, who is in this call right now, actually edits skins. So if you ever want one of those skins actually edited to fit your character distinctly, just tag Jack. He's a pretty chill guy, and he's willing to help you out. Or even any of the skin makers. They're great people, and they're honestly, skin makers make this community work. I'll say that much. Great people, great active people. Yeah. Also, website. I know it's tough. We've been trying to work on it. We've been the thing is, a lot of the people who would be working on the website have been working on the custom plugins, which is why it's kind of delayed. And it's not really the most necessary right now, because we're not at the RP map stage. But you should know we are working on it. We have a program to use for it, and I'm hoping that we could get that out, whether it's this week or next week, sometime soon. I'm all about websites, and it's a big thing for me, that we need to have. Also, donor ranks are underway, so there will be as stated before, we will be introducing a creative server subscription service. So you'll pay $5 a month, and you'll be able to get world edit, the ability to do certain things with your plot. I just found one feature in the plugin which will be adding to that, which is all about saying music on your plot. So when you enter a plot, you'll hear music, and that will be really awesome, especially when we get the pack fully set up on the server, because then when you enter someone's plot and they have that feature, it'll play player piano music, which could be exceptional if you built a saloon. But yeah, and so yeah, that's coming out, and of course, all the people who've won Player Build of the Month will get free subscriptions as soon as that's finished. And those competitions are every month. So if you want to try for a free subscription, or just want to build, you want to build something for the roleplay server, you want that, you want to play and you want to build something for it, that's definitely that's why the plot world's there, really, to offer a place for you guys to well, welcome back, Chloe. But yeah, the plot world's really there for you guys to build things that you want in the world for your characters, and and we're definitely willing to introduce those into the server. And then one thing we're still discussing is what kind of donor ranks we'll offer with the RPG. And we really one thing is we want to make these donor ranks feel like make you have a sense that you're actually getting something for your buck. So there will be, I don't want anything that's going to change, like make people have an advantage when it comes to gameplay, but there'll be fun stuff to do with donation ranks. And anyone who donates $10 or over will probably have a rank in this Discord where they'll be able to do things in the Discord, like add their own username. Maybe we could I don't know, like make suggestions. I'm open to anything really with that, other than giving people moderation powers. Sorry, I don't go that way with donations. And yeah, so, I think this is definitely the setting to talk about donations because, you're all here and I like to talk to y'all in person about that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, that's getting set up. And Joey's actually, I know a bunch of y'all seen Joey. Joey's great. He's got that shout out to his tabletop game. Anyone who's big into role playing, look in our partners chat. Joey's tabletop game is pretty epic, I gotta say. I definitely recommend to anyone who likes D&D and stuff. But yeah, so Joey's helping with the ranks, so that's under works. And yeah, so with that, I think that's mostly, we're about half hour in, so that's about mostly what I have to say in regard to the progress, unless there's something I'm missing, Joseph or Salting. You guys are in the staff chats as well. Did I miss anything there?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I guess we can open the floor to questions. So, how this works is you type the question, I'll answer it. And we'll start with what Race Wizard asked before. So what program we're using to model our firearms? We use two different programs actually, depending on the modeler. I mean, there might even be a third program one person uses, but the most prominent one is Blockbench because that's definitely the free, easy to access one, which actually Blockbench, I mean, is literally the most interesting development I've ever seen in modeling technology. Like back when I was making my World War One packs and stuff, we had to use Cublic. Is Cublic, right? What's it called? It's the premium one. Joseph, do you know that one? Cublix, I think. But Cubic, that's it. And now it's like we've got one or two people who use it, and the majority uses Blockbench, which really has opened up the grounds for us to come up with some really interesting, more people get exposed to the modeling scene, and it's a great time for modeling in Minecraft, I gotta say. From a time when only people who could pay like 20, 30, maybe more dollars for a program, and now you could just get Blockbench for free and make skins in as well. Actually, for those people who want to make skins, I would suggest looking into that. I was looking into their skin making feature, and it looks pretty cool. But yeah, any other questions? We got about a half hour here, so anything you want to know, shoot them questions. So, what Darf Pixel, when you ask what are your future plans for the server, could you maybe elaborate a little, like in general, or a specific world, and in what regard? This is a lot of that. Okay, so future plans for events. So basically, with events, for the RPG server, we will have. Well, I'm hoping to do a Halloween event. I know a lot of almost everyone's stuck at home, so I feel like this is a unique Halloween, a unique chance to actually do something where we can all come together as a community and have some fun, and hopefully the server will be open by then. So one of our wiki team people is kind of thinking of that. He actually studies like all this kind of supernatural, like different legends and stuff through the West as his like major in college. So hopefully we'll have some creepy stuff that, we'll do for events and stuff, the like. And, we'll, with the RPG world, we'll probably have like an event where we add like events where we add different features. And, of course, that's very different from what the roleplay server is going to have, because the roleplay server is going to have events like, most like other roleplay servers I know, like weddings, big weddings, if there's any, government meetings, outlaws attacking the town, the Civil War, things like that. We're always thinking of ways where we can make history really impact the server's roleplay, and also, player roleplay kind of being reflected in the events we do. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So then I'll go. Cactus asked his question in the wrong chat, but I'll answer it anyway. So, with the transportation down, so he asked, how is transportation down waterways on the RPG server going to work? Now, I've tried, so the terrain was made by Elin, who was here a moment ago. And, that terrain, it didn't really have too many good waterway transportations methods. But yeah, so we edited the map a little. And so now we made some decent streams and stuff, and you'll basically use boats. The map's only 1,500 by 1,500. I mean, it seems a lot bigger because of the mountains and stuff. They really add to that. I actually was surprised when I found out this map was only that big, especially when we made all these locations too, because it actually takes time to get places. And even with a boat, like, boats are good transportation when you want to go down the streams, down waterfalls. There's the main river that goes through, and you can use the boats, and of course they'll despawn after a certain amount of time. But yeah, boats, I would say, would be the main, just normal vanilla boats, because the map's scaled enough that I don't worry about, like, it's not like it's Europe. Like, if you ever played a European roleplay server, most people are using boats to go to, like, from England to Denmark. That's something I don't agree with. And, we will have ships for the roleplay server, not the RPG server because it's on a lower scale, but the RPG server, our RP server, since they have all that stuff. Yeah. We'll have the boats, ships, and stuff. So Kluber asked, so he said, my question, when you get to it, do you have a rough layout of what classes there will be? Well, and this is a question about Heroes, for those who don't know. And Heroes plugin is the plugin we'll be using for the roleplay server to divide PvP classes and professions, which will kind of turn your actions in-game into roleplay XP and stuff like that, and affect what you can do. And so it's been tough with PvP classes distinctly. So, we were working originally on a Renaissance themed server when I got Heroes. And I laid out everything, and it was perfectly balanced. And now, after the problems that happened, and that some of you may know about the whole, what that server basically splitting into two, with most of the team coming here and some of the other people staying there, we shifted into 1800s roleplay here. And, it's been a bit tough figuring out a system that's going to work for this period, especially since there's all these different cultures and everything. And we're kind of trying to work on that. It's not the greatest focus. I mean, it's definitely important, but it's just not the greatest focus right this second. But it's something we're working towards, and there'll definitely be a time, especially since we now have the combat committee, where we'll finally discuss heroes at some point and lay that out. Professions, though, with heroes is completely laid out for the most part, other than custom recipes and certain custom plugin aspects that I have to just throw in there. But there'll be like, I think, 10 professions. And yeah, though your crafting will be divided based on your profession, and as you level up, you'll have access to more skills and recipes and stuff. So, professions was definitely the easier thing to shift over from, Renaissance themed server than PvP classes. So PK said, how far have we gone into setting up weapons and armor stats? Good question. So I've been working on personally. I actually just got the Crackshot Plus plugin. We had an older version of it, but the person who gave it to us is no longer on the team. They kind of went inactive, so UK ended up forking $10 towards it, and I threw in the rest, and we got it. And that plugin really adds to the different aspects in the sense of like the way the guns interact. Like, some of you who maybe have used Crackshot in the past, it kind of broke with more recent updates where you couldn't shoot through grass or like plant entities, and it also is just very simplistic. And Crackshot Plus really added to the the immersion, because it allows us to make it so guns will actually do block damage. You could shoot out a window, and the window will respawn after a certain amount of time. But that's going to be something like when you're in a combat situation, you could shoot out a window and go through the window, or you could be ready and to looking down at someone to assassinate them, and shoot them in the head from your window. There's also a certain amount of block damage we can make it do, so it looks like bullets are penetrating the wood and stuff. And really, I'm just slowly working on setting those up. I know what guns we have, and now I'm just kind of balancing out what stats they'll be having, and that's something that will definitely be done by the time we release the RPG world for the guns we will have. But it is in the works. And I am distinctly me and working on it. For armor, so we're not really going to have armor in the conventional sense. The RPG world probably won't be getting it for a little bit. So one of the things, I guess actually, let me talk about also some of the things we'll be doing with armor and weapons in the RP world. With weapons, we're hoping at some point one of the devs is going to make a plugin which will hopefully make it so we can add levels of skill level with guns to the Crackshot plugin, because when you get a gun like if I get an AK-47 with Crackshot right now, I could be like a noob and still be able to shoot like a pro. And that's something that kind of goes against everything that the reason Heroes is there. So basically, the goal is to make it so instead of having the gun decide some of those stats, your actual rank with Heroes and your skill level based on the class of the weapon or whatnot will determine how good you are with that weapon. But the things like damage and certain things like scopes and add-ons and everything will still be there, for anyone. And then for armor, we're hoping to set up a system where you'll be able to craft different leather armors. And we're still looking into this. I want to make it so, we'll have different textures for different types of colored leather armors, and they will represent furs. So, you can go kill a buffalo and then you can make buffalo armor. Or you could go kill a beaver and you can make a beaver armor, rabbit armor, all these different types of armors. And they'll vary in stats. Like, of course, buffalo armor is going to be stronger than, a rabbit pelt. And so, yeah, there'll be those aspects. Those will not be there at the base RPG, but they will be coming more or less after, as soon as we get to it, really. It's one of those things that, we're looking into, researching, trying to figure out how it works. And guns, of course, take priority over things like armors and furs. And also, what is it? For the roleplay server, not the RPG, but the roleplay server will have conquistador armor, and you'll find it in ruins and stuff, and that'll basically be busted iron armor. It's really the only way we felt that we could really represent armor in the game. Really, your skin should kind of represent your clothing for the most part, which is the reason. But yeah. So on to the next question. So I don't know what the Assassin's Creed sewer fast travel system is. I'm guessing you go into the sewer and you choose a place to come out and you just pop up. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, you're typing. And that question's by Dark Pixel, by the way. So with the RPG world, you can definitely hang out in the sewer, race wizard. But in the RPG world, we're not going to really have fast travel for the most part. We might make it so like every 6 hours you could TP as someone, so you can meet up and things. But because the map is only a 1500 by 1500, we felt that fast travel would just be a bit too much, or even teleporting for the most part and warping and stuff. Like that would just be like it, because it's already so easy to get around the map. And I've always felt that travel needs to be a part of the experience. And then with the roleplay map, I don't really want to do fast travel either. We might do it in early stages, but that will only be if we can't set up like automated moving trains by the real first opening of that roleplay map, and wagons, which are things that we're hoping to introduce by the time the server opens. Okay, and I think that's basically the answer for that question. So gun prototypes. So Agents asked, when do you think more gun prototypes will be out, giving they only know of one? So when you say this, do you mean like guns that... Oh, okay. So that like in general, just guns being made, like new guns and stuff in the plugin. Really, that's going to be this week. I'll be doing a lot of it, just finishing up, putting the patches on all that stuff and getting that out there, because, we have to have that for the RPG. Yeah, don't do that in my chat. But yeah, so, those guns hopefully will be done as soon as possible. And yeah, I'm working on them. Okay, so next question is Darf's. So he asked, what era will the RPG world be in? So the RPG world will be in 1870s-ish. We haven't decided on, I don't know, if we might have decided on a firm year. I have to go back into the notes, but from our most recent meetings, but I know it's 1870s, and the technology will kind of represent that. But yeah, so that's I guess that answers that. And just to add, the RP world will be 1855, and the server will be moving year by year every 22 days, I think. But yeah, so okay, more questions. Darth, so your question about RPG housing. So there are plans for that. We have a plugin which will make it so you'll be able to rent or buy homes. It's something we're testing in the RPG world because we're planning on using it in the roleplay world itself. Yeah, so that's something. And you'll be able to buy houses, in the roleplay server, you'll be able to buy plots of land. And this plugin is more for like developed cities that are more safe zones and things like that, especially when it comes to the actual roleplay server. And hopefully we'll be making it so you can actually edit different things within those houses and apartments and whatnot. We actually planned out where those will be and all that, so that's all done. But yeah. Oh, last question. Yes. So PK asked, do we have random events in the RPG world, like bandits, random people asking for help? We're planning on having those kinds of things. We're using some new NPC software I found that allows us to do a bit more with NPCs than before. Hopefully, even having scheduled routines and stuff. So yeah, that's all. Hopefully, whether it's there at the beginning or it's there at some point, it will be in there. It's just because it's new software, I can't promise it'll be there at the beginning because we still have to kind of master a lot of this stuff. And okay, so Darth Pixel asked, I feel like I answered the question about random events, but Darth Pixel asked, is there going to be a guild party system for the RPG world? And someone did recommend this already, actually, this week. And I had it, it's funny enough, as someone who played a ton of RPGs in his day, I didn't think to actually set up a system like that. And, it is totally my fault. We will be having a system like that. I'll figure it out before that release date. And, it's probably as simple as just getting some random party plugin off the Spigot website. But, we will have something in that regard. Yeah, with that, I think that's enough. We're at 3:56. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure. Glad to answer all your questions. And I'm looking forward to next month, and also to see you all at the release. Great to have y'all.